People ask me, Brian, did you ever go to Sunderland? I used to go and see Annie Buke a lot and go up there, but I never seen him face to face. I went up with one lad called Paddy, and his missus, and I went up with another person. There was an up there boxer called Elvis. So I went up there to meet Annie Buke, but he'd gone, and it was the After Dark it was called. And young Billy Robinson's dad was there, fucking big lump of a man. And I've gone in, I was fucking huge. And Steve Yammer was there, fucking great lad, Steve Yammer, fucking class. Fucking 19 stone, about 5'10", 6 foot maybe, fucking shoulders on him, fucking brilliant lad. He's waiting the door, and there's Jeff Brown, another great lad from, these are from Gateshead, these lads. And Big Billy, I think he's close to Gateshead, Billy. But he's a lovely man. So anyway, I've gone in, so I'm chatting about it, and I've took my top off, and they went, he's fucking massive. No, the size of me, Billy will tell you. Big Billy will tell you. And anyway, Big Billy come up, he went, we'll go now, it's finishing over the next hour, big fella. Do you want to come back to mine? But I was fucking knackered, you know, it was up 6 or 7 in the morning. But the rumour was I was going to take the door, these other people saying, what was that we doing? I went for a night out to see my mate up there and to meet Eddie Buick. But it just shows you people make fucking shit up, don't they? So that's Big Billy, and his son used to come to my rave, the Eclipse. I'm sure he was in the Eclipse, little Billy. Not little, he's a big lad, but he used to come. The Eclipse was the best, they'll tell you that, best club ever. It held about 3,000 people, it was mad. He used to go in on the Friday night. He'd have it all boxed off. He'd go to the pubs first, make sure everyone got their ecstasy, everyone was getting everything, make sure everyone was boxed off, all the clubs, the pubs, and then people would come there later on, and it was sometimes we'd have it open 24 hours, full of like 2 days, 48 hours. The Sersers used to come down, Stephen and Michael, Stevie Abbott, he's passed away, he used to come, Manny Bergo, another fantastic boxer, really good friend. See, all these are all my friends, you know, like, in years and years I've had them. Peter from Hartlepool, top lads from Hartlepool, Richie, Vulture, all of them used to come to my clubs and see me. Used to come to the other one, the Coliseum and that. But yeah, we had some great times, we had some great nights, but it's just changed now, like I say, totally different era. You can't get away with anything, but the rave clubs, they were great. You go in, you'd be down tonight to sit on a big speaker, massive, and like a big chief like that. It was like keeping and making sure everything was all right. Like we had Dorman on, but they never needed it because I would sort of trouble out. And yeah, it was good, the raves, and you'd be off your head dancing, doing your little dances and all that. And yeah, and there wasn't much fighting or trouble because everyone was off their head with ecstasy. It was like love doves. So everyone was loving each other. Oh yeah, I know you shot me. You killed me mum, you killed me budgie, you killed me dad. Oh, we're best of friends still, aren't we? Then the next week they're all drinking in another pub. They're all fighting each other and stabbing each other. So the difference between the ecstasy, I'm not saying it's good to take ecstasy, don't get me wrong, it's not. But there was less trouble when the ecstasy clubs were on than there was with normal clubs, because people were fighting, drinking and that. More people are more violent in drink than they are in ecstasy, and that's why there was more trouble. And when the cocaine came out, that made everyone crackers, because then it was a drug that controls you, that where the ecstasy, you take it, you can control that drug. You don't, oh, need another one, need another one, need another one, where you do with crack and you do with speed and you do with coke. So you want more and more and more with it. But when the coke come on, that's when the trouble comes, because that was the stuff that makes you, the devil's dandruff it's called. It makes you go cuckoo. So that's why so many people are bad tempered, because they're in pubs, they're on drugs, and it's called a mind altering drug. So you take it, it alters your mind. So one minute you're like, hey, how are you doing? Fucking, he's looking at me here. He's looking at, he's after me. It's just in their heads after them. So yeah, I get back to the club. So I used to go around all the clubs. We used to have Manhattans go there. We used to go to the Sandpipe there. We used to have a Grange. We used to have one in the Grangetown. It was a rave club, but it was a boxing club. And Kev Ireland. Was it Kev Ireland? I think, yeah, Kev Ireland, he had it. He was a great boxer. He fought for Great Britain. He ended up losing his legs. Great. Loved him a bit. Love him a bit still. Great lads. And we used to go in his club. And he'd go, oh, buddy, you only got the money for 10 or 20. Something you owed me for 30. Well, you've done it again, haven't you? They used to eat them like Smarties. Great lad. We used to go in, all the Geordie kids used to come, because some of the clubs got shut down, you know, the Eclipse and that. So we had to go there, and then we went to the rave there, but the police used to come in. And to be quite honest, be fair to them, I said, you're coming in here, there's 500 people in here from Grangetown, South Bank, Redcar, whatever, in Stockton. They're off the streets, they're not burgling, not robbing, so all the crime rate was going down when the ecstasy clubs were on. And it was just going down and down and down. They were fucking loving it, the place. And they were just letting us have the rave club, but when the guns come out, and the shootings and the things like that, like at the Blue Monkey and all that, not the Blue, I keep saying Blue Monkey, at the Coliseum, I was pulled in for them 3 shootings. All 3 I got blamed for. There was 2 shotguns exchanged in there, like bang, bang at the doors. and there was a handgun shot at the door, and it was in the Middlesbrough Evening Gazette. It was on the local news. My name was mentioned on the news. I think it was Paul Frost was the newsreader at the time. I was charged with that. I never got, and they done me for racketeering, like no Al Capone. They done me for that, saying I was taking. They would want me to run the club, so I said I want £1 a man. So they were charging say 20 quid to get in. Fucking 20 quid, you know, 1,000 people, £20,000. So I was getting £1, so I was getting £1,000. They were getting 19 or whatever. So I was still happy. The DJ was getting a grand. And then we started getting 2,000, so I was getting £2,000. And this is fucking allegedly, what year was it? 1994, 95, something like that. 93, 94, 95, I think it was open. And we were in there fucking making fortunes, and me and Eddie Built used to run the door. And the lads from Sunderland used to come down, from Manchester and Liverpool, all over the place. People, I met people, that's why I know so many people and been in jail and that. And we used to have a great time, you know, helping people and have the laugh and dancing and go back to somebody's house and dog be off their heads and all that. You know, and tell a story, and I'll be telling stories like I do this. I'm always a good storyteller, tell the truth. And I just get on with people, you know, I don't fault with people. If I'm wrong, I don't care if you're 10 foot tall, I don't care if you're 5'2". If I'm wrong and I do something wrong, I'll apologise and shake somebody's hand. And if I have a fight with someone, I'll beat them, which I always fucking beat them. I'll shake their hand afterwards and be friends with them. And then people you've had fights with, they end up sticking up for you. It's happened a few times with me when I was at Redcar once. And I had a fight with a lad called Paul from Redcar at the gym. Anyway, we were out one day, it was a Saturday, and it was the horse racing, and they're the worst because you get 52-seater buses coming. And you always got like one who thinks he's hard, you can't fight, and you've got two big fuckers behind him. And they'll come, I'm coming in, but they were drunk and they have trainees on, but they've been in the fucking race course all day, so they come to the clubs at night at 10 o'clock. I'm not scared of you, I'll fight you, big fella, and all that fucking shit. So you used to have all that, and sometimes you'd have a fight, and you'd be fighting 52 people. But once you've knocked like the big two out, the one with the mouth, you grab him quick, you fucking just throw him on the floor. And they all behave themselves 9 times out of 10. But that was the worst times with the buses. When they're 52-seater buses, because you always get nice people, you always get one who's horrible. Oh, you don't fucking look at it, and it's the one who's horrible that causes the fight. Everyone's laughing at you because they know what I'm on about now. You've been to Scarborough, Blackpool, wherever you've been, Brighton, and you always get one who starts causing trouble, and you think, every fucking where you go, you cause trouble, you get one of the I remember the football lads, when they were at Middlesbrough, they went, we've got Chelsea, come to Chelsea, Brighton. I was with Bensley, up Colby, we go to the pub up there. And these were like, one was a bank manager and one was the bank, I think like a teller or something. And they were fucking football hooligans. I'm not joking. Oh, hello, and you're hello, big fella, and all that posh stuff. Anyway, he goes, oh, will you come to Chelsea with us? He said, we can't lose if you're there. I went, fucking can't lose. There's about 50,000 Chelsea fans that want me to stand in the front of the ball. Fuck off, I said. They used to say happy days, the lads. It was hilarious, but yeah, they wanted me to go to Chelsea and stand there and shout at all the Chelsea people. Not Martin, that. It was football and stuff. Yeah, but you would never have thought these two men, you think, top businessmen. One was another one was a barrister. And one was a solicitor. They were like, fucking football, I couldn't believe it. But they all used to go to this little pub up Hemlington way. Colburn, Hemlington, used to go up there. One was from Ingleby Park, where I live. Yeah, but just another few stories in the day, a few of the raves people ask me. So I'm telling you, it was good fun we had at the time. Great stories with some of the lads. But yeah, most of the people now who are hanging about with then are no longer with us, sadly. But it's just life, isn't it? Part of that, dying is part of living. So there's another story in the day. Don't forget to push the like buttons. If you just want to have a look in the archives, go back 4 months and there's hundreds and hundreds of these stories in the day.